few days. I feel like I've been here about a month. I've actually been here since Friday. This man has worked us to the bone, which is fine because that's part of what we have to do to help you to understand what you're involved or what you're looking at. Some of you, of course, are here for the first time. And on behalf of all of us, I want to thank you for being here because I look pretty silly talking to myself. I don't know that chair, so it's great that you are here. We are having a ball. Because one of the things you have to understand is that this business is not just a business, it's a great deal of fun. If you think about being involved in a industry that would probably be quite upbeat, it would be travel. When most people say, well, what kind of industry would you be in that would be enjoyable? You'd probably, on a list of sort of top 5, top 10, most people would say, oh, travel, I'd love to be involved in travel. If you can then remember that we are an operation, if you like, an organisation, that not only travels, but we get paid to travel. And then also remember that we travel for free as well. Because one of the benefits of our business is that most of the time, most of your travel will be cost, you won't pay for it. And that, I'm not going to explain in detail now, but I can tell you that I haven't paid for any travel anywhere in the world for the last year and a half. Nothing. And I have, now my wife and I have travelled. And we travel up the front of the plane, we travel, we go to 5-star hotels, and we hire the best vehicles when we get there, and we stay in suites and whatever. We do not mess around. Mary and I will always do the best that we can for ourselves wherever we go in the world. So, whether you won't understand that just now, because you need to be involved with the business to appreciate what I just said, because we do travel for free, we travel, we make money while we're travelling, and travelling is what we do. Make a living, yeah? I want to say a couple of things to give you an understanding as to why and how we're all here tonight, how this all happened. And in fact, I wanted to also make an announcement, if you will, which is I want to welcome you to a revolution. Mary, have you got that bottle of water? Yeah. I want to welcome you to a revolution, and the revolution is the travel revolution. Throw it. Or throw it on the floor. Okay, sorry about that. But I want to welcome you to the revolution. The revolution in the way people travel. Shush just mentioned it, and it's essential for me to help you to understand that I absolutely know this is a revolution, because what I've seen happen in the last 2 years is beyond my belief, because in those 2 years that I've been involved with the business, I've seen this company grow and grow and grow and grow, and by definition will not stop growing because it has an unassailable product offering which works. And if you have a business that works, it will grow. The only way it will stop that is by doing something stupid, destroying it, switching it off, okay? All kinds of things can happen to businesses, but at the end of the day, this business has a long, long way to go. Now what happens is that 3 years ago, and I've told this story several times, so if you've already heard this, I do apologise, but I've heard it so many times, I can't even remember how many times I've said it this last but I know for those people in the room for the first time, this is important for you to hear, because it's part of your understanding of why this is working, or what's happening. 3 years ago, in April of 2009, I was in Dallas, Texas, and I was there, nothing to do with World Ventures. I was there for another client, because I used to do a lot of consultancy work. And to cut a long story short, a very good friend of mine called Kyle Lowe, who some of you will meet, those of you that come to the next training in May here in Singapore, you will meet Kyle. A gentleman I've known for many, many years. I've worked corporately with him. He's a corporate officer in the industry. I met him in my corporate life. He is one of the most intelligent men I've ever met, and I mean that nicely. He's American. He speaks fluent Mandarin. He's got 3 university degrees and an MBA. Carl is so intelligent, his head hurts all the time. Okay? You know these people that are so very, very bright, and they just never seem to rest. Carl is one of those. But he's also a very, very ethical person, and he's a very, very likeable person, and he's never, ever let me down. He's one of those people that I just trust. So I met him in Dallas because he lives in Dallas. When I was there doing something else, on the way to him, he was taking me to the airport. I wanted to catch up with him. And on the way to the airport, because I was going back to Florida, because Mary and I have a home in Sarasota, Florida. We've got homes, plural, 3 of them. So what we did at the time, was I was down in Florida, and I'd gone up to Dallas, and I was going back, and I said, pick me up, Carl, and we'll catch up. So on the way to the airport, I said to Carl, what are you doing now? Who are you working with? And he said, I am with World Ventures, working with World Ventures. And I said, World Ventures. Because I know all the companies, guys, because of my contacts within the industry. It's a bit like if you've been in engineering for 30 years, you know about bridges. You know who's building stuff. I've been in direct selling for 32, 33 years. I know who's working, who's not working, which corporate officers run which companies, who owns what, you know, what turnovers they're doing. I know about this industry. I know it inside out. And I get approached by every company on the planet, sometimes to work for them, sometimes to consult for them, and that's fine. I don't do nearly as much of that as I used to. I just don't want to. So I said, World Ventures, travel. Oh, the travel company. He said, yeah. I said, you have to be joking. And he said, no, why? I said, Kyle, all travel network marketing companies are scams. All of them. And he said, this one's not. And I said, oh, really? I said, so what makes this one different? And he said, it's very different. He said, the ownership, the way the products are sourced, the whole way the whole thing operates. I said, Pete, why don't you meet the guys? We're in Dallas, the offices are here. Why don't you come across and meet them on the way to the airport? I said, no, Kyle. Take me to the airport, I'm going home. I don't want to meet some travel company who thinks it can do network marketing. And he said, no, Peter, it's different. I said, I'm sorry, Carl, I'm going to say this to you, mate. Are you mentally ill? I did, that's what I said to him. And he said, no, I'm not, Pete. I said, Carl, get out of it. Get out of that company. Do not be involved with a scam outfit like that. And he said, no, Peter, it's not. So I went to the airport, we had breakfast, I went back home. But because I know Kyle Lowe, and because I trust Kyle Lowe, I know his intellect and I know his experience, the man is not an idiot. He's a million miles from stupid. And my little voice in my head, you know, a little voice sometimes that nags at you, I kept thinking, if Kyle's involved in this, he's seen something. So I kept thinking about it and I started to do some research, and I can research. I rang some people. I asked people, I started calling people up. I said, what do you know about World Ventures? What do you think, how are they doing? Who owns them? What's their background? What's their financials like? Are they making any money? And I got generally okay, middling responses. Yeah, so they're okay, they're good. No, any negative, anything I should be afraid? No. Why? And I just told people I'm thinking of consulting for them. I just wanted to give them a reason for questions. And after a while, after a couple of months, I thought to myself, well, okay, nothing bad there, but I kind of started to think, well, it was interesting. Then I got a phone call in the June of 2009 from Kyle. He said, we're in London with the owners of World Ventures. Would you come to London and meet them? They want to go international and they'd like to talk to you. So to me, it's a possible consultancy job. It's possibly I might consult with them. But I also wanted to tell these guys how bad they were, right? And the reason for this, ladies and gentlemen, was because I wanted it to be wrong. And the reason I wanted it to be wrong, because I was starting to think, and I always knew this, because I know the industry, if travel and network marketing came together at the same time, and it worked, it would be the biggest thing I've ever seen in my career. I knew that would be enormous, beyond anything I'd seen before. Because other companies are selling lotions, potions, pills, and all kinds of wonderful ideas. But travel is the sexiest product you can possibly be selling. So I thought to myself, right, okay, well, I'll go to London, I'll meet with them. So I met with the owners. I met with Mike Putnam, who runs the travel side. I met with Mike Askew, who's one of the founders. I met a guy called Mark Cassetta. These are all names that some of you will know. Kyle Lowe was there. Matt Morris was there, the gentleman you just saw on the video. And I proceeded to rip them to bits. Because you've got to remember, these guys are of an age group that I was doing network marketing when they were still learning to walk. I'm deadly serious. So I'm thinking, okay, let me tell you why what you're doing won't work. And I started asking some questions which must have been, for them, quite difficult and bizarre. And I could see Carl's face. I started saying things like, look, what are you going to do? How are you going to do it? How are you going to come to Europe? What do you think? What? And I started asking questions about how they were going to operate internationally. And they constantly kept saying, we don't know, Pete, can you help us? They were very, very humble. They had no ego, no arrogance. It was just like, Pete, would you tell us how? Because we don't know, we've never gone international. And I started to realise they were actually nice guys. I started to become quite irritated with myself. I was beginning to like it. It really annoyed me. And do you know why that annoyed me? Because I thought, damn, if they do have something, I'm going to have to know more about it. And bear in mind, guys, I'm done with building networks. You've got to remember, this is 3 years ago. I've got 3 homes, 7 cars. We're financially free. I go wherever I want, whenever I want, with whomever I want. I've got plenty of money in the bank. So do I want another network marketing deal? No, I don't. I want my second Aston Martin. I mean, you know, I love cars. So I'm kind of like, lost. They're actually quite nice people. And then they said to me, would you put together an idea with Kyle on how we could do what you're suggesting? Could you help us to do this? I thought, okay. Bit of a consultancy job, really, but I was stupid enough because I never asked them for any money. I just thought, I will get involved because I want to find out a bit more. My brain kept saying, Peter, check it out, check it out, check it out. And because I'm not that stupid, I'm only about that bright compared to most of you. I'm a very, very small intellect. I said to Matt Morris, the gentleman on the video, I said, Matt, look, just in case they get it right, I'll sign up just underneath you. Okay? Little spot there, you sponsor me, but don't tell anybody I've got involved. So I kind of quietly joined the business, talking to a few people later on, but don't tell anybody, because I don't want anybody to think I'm back in network marketing. So I let it go. Went away, worked with Kyle the next few months, put some proposals and financials together. I went into the company because I can read a network marketing spreadsheet and a balance sheet. I know how these companies work. And I then waited and not forgot about it, but I thought, I wonder what's happening. And in December of that year, I got another phone call from Kyle. We were in Sarasota again. And he said, Peter, they're going to do it your way. Would you come to Dallas? I said, say that again. He said, they're going to do it your way. Would you come to Dallas? I said, what do you mean my way? And he said, the way that we propose that they open up the international Europe and everything, they want to do it that way. I said, okay, well, buy me a ticket on a plane and I'll come up to book in a hotel. So I ended up going up to Dallas for the 3rd time to meet these guys. And I sat down at a board meeting for, well, not for 3 days, but various meetings over 3 days. And yes, I got to like them even more. I was just so impressed with their vision, with their demeanour, with their gracious behaviour, and the fact that they just wanted to do well and they wanted to do it properly. And I haven't seen that in American companies for a long, long time. American network marketing companies